Hi, my name is Omar Garcia, and today I'll be talking about terrorism, which ties into immigration. In the past year, the world has been affected by one thing that occurred all over the world: terrorism. Terrorism is the use of violence towards people in order to gain power. Terrorism has been a big problem that many countries face and is one of the major factors on why people migrate of their country and cause immigration issues. Today, I will cover three factors that go into terrorism and that ties into immigration, which are psychological, ideological, and strategic terrorism.
Terrorists are defined as a non-state group that uses violence against non-combatants for political gain. Their goal is to instill fear, and they achieve it by targeting innocent people where they feel safe. This brutality is hard for us to comprehend, so some may reason that a terrorist must be mentally unstable in some way. According to psychologist John Horgan, who has written multiple books on the subject of terrorism, psychologists have been trying for over 40 years to identify the personality disorder that defines a terrorist. Are they psychotic? Are they antisocial? Is there one defining characteristic that unites them? Unsatisfyingly, there is no one archetype that every terrorist neatly conforms.
Okay, first, let's discuss psychological terrorism. According to the article, The Daily Beast, New York, the worst part of the attacks were how Russians used their own internet to engage with citizens of Kyiv with psychological methods in order to mess with their minds. The Russians would always try to engage with many Ukraine citizens in different social media networks, wanting people to act out against the government in order for Ukraine to tear itself apart and Russia to clean the remaining mess up. The Russian military would use propaganda on social networks and chat rooms in hopes of turning the people of Ukraine against themselves. Even though the Russian military would try to use every tactic they had in order for the people of Ukraine to turn on themselves, it wouldn't work due to one major issue: pronunciation. Even though Ukraine was a part of Russia a long time ago, the way they talk is very different. Some words in Russia are very different from the ones in Ukraine. And some of the Russian soldiers that were in social networks and chat rooms did not know this. So the Ukraine people knew right away that this was false information.
His army is now embroiled in a pitched battle with a fierce Ukrainian army. The Kremlin has since tried to erode resistance fighters' resolve with propaganda. Moscow spread a rumor that President Volodymyr Zelensky had fled Kyiv, prompting the embattled president to appear in the streets to boost morale.
Президент тут. Всі ми тут, наші військові тут, громадяни суспільства тут, всі ми тут. Захищаємо нашу незалежність, нашу державу. І так буде й далі.
Russian saboteurs were allegedly sent in.
Second, let's discuss ideological terrorism. According to the article, The Will San Francisco, there are many phobias that people fear in life. But one phobia that has gotten out of hand is Islamic phobia, where people fear Muslims. This is one thing that people from Muslim descent have to deal with, since many of them get hatred along with their religion and beliefs, which eventually cause violence due to people not agreeing with their beliefs. People should not care on what others think and continue to use their religion and beliefs in their daily lives, because everyone has their own beliefs and religion, and that is okay. In order for Islamic phobia to be erased from existing, everyone has to come together and put a stop to all of the hate many people get for their religion and beliefs. Last, let's discuss strategic terrorism. According to the Washington Examiner, cartels in Mexico are relentless in making sure U.S. military does not get in the way of their operations. The cartels have no remorse whatsoever and will kill many Mexicans and Americans in order to assert dominance. Cartels show no fear when it comes to committing these violent crimes, since they will kill anyone who gets in their way, whether it be in Mexico or in America, showing how far they will go in order to win. Cartels at times do not even need to kill, since the drugs that they manufacture are sent to the U.S. and it does a job for them. Even though cartels are ruthless, they try to avoid killing as much as possible, due to the fact that it is bad for business, especially in America, since most of the drugs that they create are sent to America and create huge profits for them.
El lugar donde más drogas se ven, que es Estados Unidos. Todo Estados Unidos. Pues, ¿qué te voy a decir? Claro que hacemos daño, ¿eh? Lo sabemos. Toda droga que se va para allá hacer droga. Y cada día hacemos más y vamos a hacer más. Porque esto no se va a acabar, ¿o sí? ¿A que no, vatos? Claro que no. Apenas va a empezar lo bueno.
Today, I talked about the factors that play into terrorism, which ties into immigration. Psychological, ideological, and strategic terrorism are some of the reasons why many people have to abandon their homes and flee the country and start over in their lives. I believe that terrorism should be stopped in order for people to feel safe in their own country. But realistically, terrorism has been around for a long time. And unfortunately, it will continue to be here for the next 100 years, still causing people to flee from their countries and start over.